So, like, what do you do when God goes silent? No, and I'm serious. Be honest. I'm not saying give me the church thingy. Like, no, be honest. Like, what do you do when God goes silent on you? Like, I'm gonna tell you what I do: cry, scream, sit, stare at the wall, write, stare at the wall, look in the mirror, blink my eyes like really fast, and just let the tears drop. And then I get that Bible and I start feeding him his script. And I start reminding him, like, these are your lines, sir. Yeah, these are your lines in Genesis 12. This is your line. It's your turn. It's your line. No, seriously, I'm so serious. Man, life as a believer, and I mean starting as a youngster, I just always had an affinity towards God. And I can remember a stage of my walk with God that it was so tight at the time. And I'm not talking about like, oh, we tight. No, it was tight, meaning like I was tight with God in the sense of like I was upset. And I remember I wasn't upset no more. I was disappointed. And that level of disappointment showed me a whole nother side of myself, and it showed me another side of God. But during that time period, this is when I started to learn, like genuinely, like learn, believe, and know that this man is tied to his word. And if anything, the best thing for me to do is to bring him back his word. And so that's when I started learning, okay, you forgot your lines, sir? Okay, hold on. Let me get this Bible and feed you your lines because you said. And when I genuinely started bringing the you said, that's when I started seeing breakthrough. That's when I started seeing God show up for me. And I know it sounds kind of weird, probably sound kind of crazy. It definitely does not sound like church, right? But it sounds like relationship to me because this is the truth of the matter. There are some times in our walk with God that we just not even mad. We just straight up disappointed. Just disappointed that things didn't turn out the way we thought they were supposed to. And we point that disappointment towards God. And some people may say, girl, what is wrong with you? Why would you say that? Because you've said it too. You just didn't say it with your mouth. You just didn't write it in your journal. You just didn't tell anybody. You actually bottled that thing up and left it in your heart. And this is why you and your faith are at war. I just chose to be honest with God. And I chose to tell him, like, sir, I'm not even mad at you. I'm thoroughly disappointed. You know, we've had our growing pains, and I love our relationship because it has made me a better daughter. It's made me a better friend. It's made me a better servant. It's made me a better believer. It has made me better holistically. I'm finally starting to realize I would hear the saints say stuff like they would quote the Bible and they would say it was good for me that I was afflicted, and I would be like, you like pain, and I don't understand that. I can actually say, my God, today, it was good for me. It was good for me. Why was it good for me? Because it taught me him and it taught me me. And so I just want to encourage somebody who is in a position right now and you feel like God is silent. Go ahead and get that script out and remind him, these are your lines, sir. These are your words. I just want to bring them back to you. And maybe if I say them out loud, enough times, maybe that'll get your attention. I firmly believe that we can get God's attention. I firmly believe, and some people may argue with me here and say, well, maybe God, he's silent for a reason. That's true. Maybe he is. And maybe he's training you to be one who takes initiative concerning his word and reminding him of his word, because that's what the Bible says. We remind him of his word. And so I've learned different sides of God in different phases of my life. And although a lot of them were a little scary, I ain't gonna front on nobody. They were a little scary, but I will say that it taught me a lot about me and a lot about him as the creator, as the righteous judge, as my father, as the ruler of the universe, so many different things. So, again, I just want to encourage that person who is struggling right now. And you're like, God is just not, he ain't answering, can't hear anything. He's answering every single day of your life. Believe you me, you will find your answer in that word. I promise you that. May not be what you want to hear, may not be what you think you're supposed to be hearing from God right now concerning your situation, but please believe God is answering. And if you get that answer in you, if you begin to feed yourself that word, you're going to change your perspective. That disappointment is going to turn into a session of dialogue that teaches you more about you and more about him than you could ever imagine. Be honest with God. Share how you are actually feeling emotionally and allow him to bring you to that place where you're like, you know what? I know you are who you say you are. And I know that you have a plan for me. Jeremiah, you have a plan for me. And you have these wonderful thoughts in this book concerning me. They're not of evil, but they're of good because there's an expected end for me. I want you to remember those things when it seems as if you can't hear nothing. Open up that Bible, speak it to yourself, speak it out loud to him, write it down because your answer is there. And you're going to find out that he's a man who is faithful to his word. I hope that encouraged somebody today. See ya.